I hope you choke on a Valentine heart. One of those chalk ones so it doesn't dissolve very well.
What would be the most embarrassing food to get killed by?
Cow testicle, like bull testicle or something.
Welcome to Honor Roll, everyone. OUTV's premier variety show. At least that's what we're calling it.
Talk show.
Talk show. I never get it right. And I probably won't. This is our Valentine's Day segment. And instead of doing anything remotely related to Valentine's, like making hearts or talking about the people we love and care about, we're reviewing a violent horror film.
As you do.
Okay, everyone, we're back. And joining me, I didn't introduce them because I don't really care too much for them, but joining us is filmmaker, film critic, film achiever, Dustin Hendricks.
Thanks for having me here.
Nice to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
We love having Dustin here.
It makes me feel better about myself.
And that's what you need for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Or ripping someone's heart out. Also joining me is Horatio.
The premier movie reviewer on this show. I've graced my presence for you guys because I have another show, if you don't know. It's called The Take and The Quick Take, where I review stuff. And so I'm the most qualified to discuss movies on this show.
Ratings are down for them, so he's coming on here to boost the viewership on that show.
You mean your ratings are down?
No. Today we'll be reviewing My Bloody Valentine, the original slasher film.
Not the 3D version?
Not 3D.
I watched the wrong one.
Okay, now that Horatio, you've seen the right version of the movie.
Yes.
What did we think?
Are you going to wear that the whole time?
Wait until he suffocates and passes out.
Perfect.
Then I'll come back years later and take revenge on everyone.
All right, sounds good.
I should probably explain what happened.
Yeah, let's do that.
And that's the thing I thought was interesting, is that it's kind of a convoluted series of events that what happens. The bulk of the movie, or what you're there to see for, is basically a bunch of dumb teens go to a mine and get murdered horribly. That's basically what you're going to see this movie for, and like the gore effects and everything like that. But it was like 20 years before like the movie proper, there was a mining accident, and it was
On Valentine's Day.
And it was blamed on two supervisors who left to go to this stupid big Valentine's dance that they had.
I mean, what else are you going to do to take a break from mining?
Yeah, and basically all the miners that were trapped in the mine died besides one, and the guy survived because he murdered everyone and ate their bodies to stay alive.
Well, that's not, you don't know that. He might have just eaten their dead bodies. You can't just assume. It's 2019. Don't assume.
No. You gotta go for the gold.
Maybe he had a Cliff Bar. Who knows? No?
I don't think they were invented in the 1960s.
Maybe.
And then 20 years later, they have the Valentine's Day dance because they think it's safe. And Harry Warden comes back and murders a bunch of the 20-something-year-olds partying at and in a mine.
Which I guess, I don't know,
mean, that's the
maybe
best
that's
place
what you
to
do
go.
in Canada.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's warm probably. And no, it's cold. It's in the earth.
Yeah,
Never
it's
mind.
so I don't know. This movie came out like 2 years.
1981.
Yeah, like 2 years after basically the slasher template was set by Halloween. And this movie I don't know, it kind of follows some of the format. It's definitely in that genre, but it's not as blatant of a ripoff as say like Friday the 13th is.
Really? I think it's more of a ripoff. It's
You think
more
so?
blatant. It's framed around a holiday. It's got the holiday in the title, and it's a guy who wears a mask and preys on a town because he's a psychopath.
What do you think, Dustin?
Well, I was going to say that it plays on the conventions set with like Halloween. Yeah. So like you're expecting that it's Harry Warden who's the one that went crazy 20 years prior. So the whole time you're expecting that's him. So it plays on the audience's expectations. Like, is it Harry Warden or is it someone else?
Right. But but the question never arises. They just assume it's Harry Warden until the very last, like, 5 minutes, and then it's just a cheap twist, you know?
Well, I think the problem with the twist more so is that I like what it was going for, but, like, the explanation for it is, like, a brief, like, flashback that the killer has to himself. The other characters never figure out why the guy did it. They ask him why, and he sits there and goes...
And then it flashes back, and then the movie ends, basically. Yeah. Man,
You got tired of wearing that, huh?
that's rough. It's Axel who fakes his death just briefly beforehand. And, yeah, the explanation you get is just before he's about to kill someone, he has a flash, and you see that Harry Warden killed his dad. Oh, no.
Well, but there's no lead up. For 20 years, he's just this sane guy who everything's fine. He has
Valentine's Day dance. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
even though he's helping actually put together the Valentine's Day dance, he's the one helping decorate.
It's just how maniacal he is. It's like they don't know what they're in for.
Are you sure it's how maniacal he is or how bad the writing is?
It's a mixture of both.
I mean, it's with all these. You're not here for the story. It's just
Usually there to see the gore and the boobs.
Yeah,
It's
which
usually
there's
both
none
those.
of.
I thought there
It
was.
was Canada. They had to be modest.
Yes.
Well, they cut out 9 minutes of footage.
Yeah, and they
so-
had to cut out all the violence. So that's basically what this movie's like well known for, is that they had to cut 9 minutes in total from the final film, and 3 minutes of that was death scenes, like dialogue.
I definitely saw the cut version. I didn't see the extended. I looked for some scenes because the one, I think it was like Felicia. I don't know. Sylvia.
How did she
Sylvia.
die? I don't remember anything.
The guy who's Harry Warden, the killer, comes and grabs her, carries her into the showers, and impales her on a shower head.
And then you just see water like spewing out of her head and everything like that.
And in the cut version, all you see is when you don't see the actual impalement, you just see her boyfriend come in from a side profile of like the water leaking out of her mouth. And I was like, man, what? I want to see that. And so I looked it up on YouTube, and it was pretty cool.
You can thank Paramount for that.
Yeah.
You Paramount.
The funny thing about it is that, so Paramount, they cut out 9 minutes, and because it was too violent and whatnot. So, but then it's interesting to see that the reviews were still people complaining about how violent and like gory and like graphic it is. So you can see, like, this was a very different time period.
And a
people
different
were
country.
very like sensitive to violence and gore.
Especially the Canadians.
Yeah. That's not good, eh?
Yeah. But that's not nice, eh? Don't be killing
Take
people,
X for
eh?
rocks, not for people, Harry.
I'm sorry. We can't show that in theaters. I'm sorry.
I think you're going to alienate your Canadian audience.
I don't need you anymore. I'm over 19.
I was also going to say, a cool fact about this too is that this is Quentin Tarantino's all-time favorite slasher film.
Of course it is.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Which, I mean, it's one of my favorites too. It's one of the
course
like
it
Halloween
is.
knockoffs.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
The reason that we got the remake was because Tarantino released his like top favorite films, and this was listed as his favorite slasher, so that sparked more interest in it. Which is
Really?
when Lionsgate released the 2009 uncut version, and then they released the 3D, remake.
The terrible, awful 3D remake.
Of course
I saw it in
course he
theaters
has.
in 3D.
Of course he did.
In 3D.
On Valentine's Day.
With your
So,
then
yeah.
girlfriend?
No, I think I was by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because he wanted to take him to see the movie.
Yeah, I was wearing this mask. There is one really good scene though when I saw it in the theater. So Tom Atkins is in it, and he has a scene where he's investigating his house with a shotgun, and he's pointing the barrel, and he's kind of going like that, and he stopped, and it was like pointed directly at me, and I just kind of like scooted over in my seat. I knew it was just a 3D effect, but it was still like pretty
Does
effective.
that make you feel safer?
Yeah.
Dodging his gunfire?
Yeah.
With his, who he brought, he was like,
Yeah.
just took the,
Just my blow up doll.
With a mask on.
Yes.
Also, if you're a fan of the soundtrack, it's actually out on Waxwork Records, which is a cool company, and they release a lot of like horror soundtracks, like Friday the 13th and whatnot. So if you're a fan of the soundtrack, you can pick it up, and then you can listen to it on Valentine's Day.
Was the soundtrack anything to write home about? I know at the credits they wrote
they
their own
made
little
their own
song.
folk song.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, on a sad Valentine, in a place known as Hanniger Mine,
I mean, not so much to write home about, but I mean, I'm a fan of like the 80s like horror soundtracks. I like to listen to stuff like that. So if you are into that kind of thing, they do have the vinyl available.
And probably have that folk song at the very end.
So when they were looking for locations to shoot, they were trying to find these different mines, and the director wanted something that was rustic and dingy and like gross looking, so they picked this mine to shoot in Canada. And once the locals heard about that they were shooting in this mine, they were like, okay, so they're going to be shooting a location. Let's like fix it up and make it like look better for them and everything like that. Not knowing why they picked the place. So they spent like $50,000 or something like that restoring this mine to
But
make
that's
it
like
look.
$20 in Canadian, right? Or in American.
And they spent all this money fixing it up and making it look nice, only for them to come and realize, oh no, you completely ruined the look we were going for. And then they had to spend, I think, almost double what they paid to make it look dingy again and like wreck it and everything like that.
They're like, sorry.
Typical Canadians.
Typical Canadians trying to help and only making things worse for everyone else.
Canadians deserve to be terribly slaughtered. Yes.
I'm uncomfortable, so I'm gonna head
Are
out.
you from Canada?
Well, they gave me exploitation films like Things.
Oh no.
Things, a horrifying sensation that'll rip apart your soul.
Oh, and do we do ratings? Do you want to do ratings?
Did you like it?
I wouldn't recommend it. What did I give it on Letterboxd? Because that's what I go off of now, of course, because I'm a
Plebeian.
yeah.
You can't remember your own opinion.
I forgot. It was last night. You made me watch it really. Oh, I gave it 2 stars. I actually did give it 2 stars because I gave Friday the 13th 2.5 stars, so this one was worse than that. Try again, but he's probably dead. The director, right?
No, he's still around.
Oh, just really old.
Well, you just brought him up, so he's probably gonna die now.
Good going. I enjoy it because I love having slasher films to watch every like holiday. So for me, there's like 2. Well, if you count 3, if you count the remake, but there's 3 Valentine's themed like slasher films. So I like to have those to watch.
So let me get this straight. You like to watch slasher films on heartwarming holidays?
Yes. Well, just any holiday. Because every holiday has a slasher film, so.
Does Labor Day have one?
There's one about Uncle Sam, like a killer Uncle Sam.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, literally, it's on the poster. He's like, "I want you dead."
I think I like kind of the aesthetic. I know they spent a lot of money
Nerd.
restoring it, but I thought it looked pretty good. Even like
The atmosphere of the film is good. I like it.
And when I read the Tarantino thing, that's kind of what I was trying to think too, like what really kind of drew him to the movie. And I think that might be it. It's just kind of like it's more well-paced, in that sort of way that a lot of other slasher movies just didn't like try as hard with. Well, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna thank my lovely guest host. Thank you for spending your Valentine's Day with me,
Why'd you put that back on?
watching this horrible film.
We should probably go.
We'll see you guys next time.
I'm gonna call my mom.
This little town on the 14th comes
No!
silence and fear in the air. Remember the morn that the legend was born.
Again, I was watching something the other day, and I was like, this looks a lot worse than I remember it. Yeah, Scorpion King. Yeah, the Mummy too. There's 5 Scorpion King movies. A movie series based off a one-note villain from some other Indiana Jones ripoff. It's like, are you what? Have you guys seen any of those movies? Actually?
No, I want to.
I've never seen them, but I love Dwayne.
Okay, welcome to Honor Roll, everyone. I'm your host, Noah Talene. I forgot my name there for a second. I'm joined once again, back by popular demand, Kurt Yoshimitsu. And Patrick, he's here too.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You guys are so welcome. You're so generous. I'm so happy they're here. I've got them here for a rousing segment of The Mystery Skull.
Be a grand a lot. I'm just kidding. I'm just busting your chops.
I know.
Pulling your leg.
Pulling your leg.
What's another one?
Jerking your chain.
What's another one? Mystery skull. All right, guys. So the premise for this one is thankfully very simple.
Oh.
Even Nick could do it.
Aw.
Rest in peace. So the idea for this is, oh boy. I'm just going to pass this skull around, and he's got a lot of questions on his mind.
You can pass it to the left.
My left or your left?
The universal left.
The universal left.
Are there points?
There's no point system in this. This is all just for fun. So anyone can answer any of them. If anyone's got something interesting, throw it out there. And if it's one that you just don't like, just throw it away. What's the dumbest thing someone has argued with you?
That Wisconsin looks like a mitten.
Yeah, you know what? Someone's argued that with me too.
Yep. They said that Wisconsin is the mitten state, not Michigan.
Okay, that's ridiculous. I could kind of see maybe like it's a deformed like mitten maybe. Someone's
mitten with the thumb cut off.
someone
Looks
who
like
got in a
this.
car accident.
It looks
maybe
like this.
that.
Looks like this. Yeah.
Michigan, Wisconsin.
I had one, but that totally blew my mind. I can't think of anything besides how
The
stupid that
Jurassic
is.
Park 2: The Lost World is better than Jurassic Park 1. Someone's argued that with me.
Nick's picture shows up.
Actually, in my personal opinion, I think Jurassic Park 3 is the best one. That's my favorite.
Well, you just lost all credibility there.
Have you seen Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah.
The worst film of 2018.
I do love the third one, unabashedly. It was the first one that I saw.
I don't like any of them.
When I saw that movie, I remember I fell asleep at the boat scene at the start, and I woke up at the end credits.
Which one, the third one?
Yeah.
I like the part where Sam Neill hallucinates that there's a velociraptor sitting next to him in the plane. And
Already
it
been-
talks.
That may or may not have been featured on the show before. And Raptor Jesus. Alan. If you don't like it, yeah, there you go.
It's an incomplete sentence.
I don't think Patrick can read.
Okay, this one's fun. If you were a clown-themed superhero, what powers would you have?
I would have an invisible clown car.
So you would see like thousands of clowns stuffed into the back, just like this.
Do you see Wonder Woman and she flies in her plane? Mm-hmm. You do?
It's not like a cloak for everybody in it. It's just the plane's invisible.
Yeah, that would be practical.
Yeah, that'd make more sense.
I think the real power would be like infinite pocket space, because they just pull whatever they want out of,
You know, like the little flowers that you have, like the pocket flower. They'd shoot acid out of it, and it would.
Like the Joker.
I'm pretty sure the Joker does that, doesn't he?
And Tim Burton.
He's a clown superhero.
Yeah, he's very heroic. There's no problems with his morals or any of the things he's ever done in any of his movies.
All of it's
or the
just.
people that have played him before. They're all great people.
Like one of the power would be like an iron lung, so you can just infinitely blow up the balloon animals.
So they become gigantic.
Yeah.
And then they would like become alive.
What is the biggest realization you had about yourself? I'm gonna toss that one. I don't want to do that one.
Too personal. We all deeply reflect for a second. Let's just talk about something else.
What social stigma does society need to get over? That's what we're going with.
I've never been a fan of bless you after someone sneezes.
Are you against saying something after someone sneezes altogether, or just the phrase "bless you"?
Yeah, we
Do you
should,
have
we should
something to
change it to
replace
something else.
You have something.
Shut up!
How about like a rating system? Like you rate their sneeze 1 out of 10.
Because I mean, if you think about it, you don't say anything when people cough. You know.
Or when they hiccup.
Yeah.
Well, you know why people say "bless you"?
Isn't it because like it stops your heart or something like that? I know it's like an urban legend. There's
No,
like
people
100
thought that when you sneezed, like back in olden days, when they didn't have any medical
30 years ago.
knowledge. Yeah. They thought a sneeze was they thought a sneeze was the soul leaving the body. So you had to say "bless you" in case the soul never came back into the body.
It's so much stupider. Yeah. When was the last time you were snooping and found something you wish you hadn't?
Oh God.
They were showing me a collection of their stuff, and I found that they had the entire series of The Big Bang Theory on DVD.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was snooping around my parents' house and I found a bunch of gifts wrapped from Santa.
Yeah, I did that too. That was, I didn't do that. I found
It's been the worst month of my life.
months after Christmas, I found the wrapping paper that Santa had used to wrap my gifts. I'm like, but
I was making a joke about it happening like just now.
He just found out Santa wasn't real.
what?
It was Kirk the whole time.
I believe
It's
that.
been me.
What animal or plant do you think should be renamed?
It's not an animal or plant, but I think jet skis should be renamed motorcycles.
That's good.
That's so brilliant.
I'm pretty sure corn snakes are deadly.
They are.
I feel like they need a more deadly name because corn.
Corn is not intimidating enough.
Yeah.
Maybe to fix this problem, we should rename corn. Because it said we could rename plants. So we renamed corn to something more deadly.
Yeah.
It'll fix the snake
Fix
problem.
the snake
Yeah.
problem.
So call corn cyanide, and call cyanide corn, and then corn snakes can keep their name.
Yep.
Yeah.
But is their poison like cyanide based?
Probably not, but it's some sort of. I mean,
Okay.
What if there was like a cyanide snake and he just slipped you a pill of it
Yeah.
instead of biting you?
It's the only snake with hands. It's like,
GHB snake. What about platypus? Because aren't they? They're venomous.
They are. Their left foot, I think, can spur you.
just
Yeah.
the left.
The right foot is where they pull their gun out with. You can never trust those Australians.
Where's the line between soup and cereal?
Oh no,
No, you don't want to do this one.
that's a semantics thing right
Okay,
there.
not feeling it.
Do you not consider cereal soup? Because I always like to call it breakfast soup.
I guess in a way, like what is soup? I mean,
Soup is a liquid-based meal with chunks of something in it.
But what about tomato soup? It doesn't have any chunks.
Sometimes it does if you eat the right kind. So a bowl of milk wouldn't be soup.
No, it'd be milk.
duh.
Where's the line between tomato soup and tomato juice?
I mean, tomato juice is just straight from a tomato, and tomato soup has like spices and stuff in it.
You must be having better tomato soup than I have.
Yeah, it sounds like you're just heating up tomato juice.
Do you just juice a tomato into it?
I just take a tomato and squeeze it.
Man, I do not like that question. It's like the hot dog sandwich one.
It's not, because the pieces of bread aren't like both disconnected.
Is that the line?
I think that's the line. The line is the line that separates the bread. Are oranges called oranges because oranges are orange? Or is orange called orange because oranges are orange?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you had to disappear and start a whole new life, what would you want your new life to look like?
I would want to be a floating business, like a business on the water.
I'd like to be a 60-year-old retiree somewhere in Florida.
That's your job?
Somewhere, yeah, I don't want a job.
You just want to be retired
That's the end goal, just be retired.
and be 60 years old.
Yeah, I just want to wear Bermuda shorts and a Hawaiian t-shirt with 3 buttons unbuttoned and just have like a beer or a pina colada in my hand and just sit on the beach. That's it.
Except it's Florida. So you'd probably be like, someone would come and just set you on fire with a can of gasoline, probably. Just
Yeah,
for
I'm already half dead, so it's fine.
You already look like you've been burned by gasoline at that
Yeah.
point.
I don't know, it'd be tough because I like the West Coast better, like as a coast, but the East Coast just has so many more cities and so many more, it's so much different. Which I guess California has a lot of variety as well, but.
And it's on fire.
Oh, well, that's Northern California. That's the diversity I was talking about. Some of it's on fire, some of it's not.
Some of it looks like a wasteland, some of it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
If you couldn't be convicted of one type of crime, what criminal charge would you like to be immune to?
Embezzlement.
Tax fraud. Just something with money, probably.
Petty theft.
Because no one really gets hurt,
Right.
except for the corporation.
Yeah, and they deserve to be hurt.
They deserve to be hurt.
Petty theft. The crime that does hurt people.
Yeah. Those small shop owners. What would you even take? Like
A little girl's dog.
gasoline? I don't know if that's considered petty.
Is it? Under $20. Just keep myself at a quarter tank.
I don't remember the last
Topping
time
your-
I spent less than $20 on gas.
Keep myself I'm going to keep myself at a quarter tank. Forever. Yeah. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. You should just let it keep going.
Yeah, that's how the show ends. Tell me when to stop. Cuts to black. Good idea.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Do you eat food that's past its expiration date if it still smells and looks fine?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, 100%. Expiration dates are arbitrary.
Yeah, they're just jokes.
It's just a way to keep a store organized.
Yeah, I've heard that. Isn't that the case though? Don't they just
Probably.
chuck like tons of like? I know I've seen something on this before, but it was like they throw away tons and tons of food that's totally still
Yeah.
good, but they just trash it because
Yep.
it's the expiration date, and it's like wasting a ton of resources.
Oh yeah.
Big surprise. Integral things to our society that are just slowly killing us.
Integral.
Integral, yeah. Those are things with integrity.
Are we gonna have this conversation? Integral and integral. What do you guys think it is?
Integral?
It's integral for sure, but I like it. You say I'm not going to correct.
What
you.
did I say?
Integral?
Integral.
Sounds like a metal band.
What conversation did we have?
Integral, I think, is the math thing. Integral is.
Integer.
Integer.
There's a different
Oh,
one.
it's involving
I think
an
we and him
integer?
talked about this because I said it and he said it the other way, and I'm like, no, you're a dumb Romanian who doesn't know how to talk English.
Integral. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go. It's been an insightful episode of Mystery Skull here, everyone. I want to thank my guests for joining me. Hope we learned a lot about ourselves, a lot about Red Lightning, because I didn't. It was September 4th, 2016. Doge memes were all the rage and fidget spinners flooded the streets. Pretty sure that was 2017. The world was quiet, too quiet. Detective Schmoodles looked out of his small office window and wondered when the world had gotten so boring.
I wonder when the world got so boring.
All of a sudden, there was a pounding at the door.
Hello, sir. My name is Sally. I heard that you're the best detective in this small town. It's my beloved alligator, Marble. He's disappeared out of thin air. You gotta help me, sir, please.
I'll take this case, Susie Q, but only because I've always wanted to hunt an alligator in the West. All I need from you is some pictures of your dear gator, and we'll start crack-a-lacking on this case.
Really? You don't want to know anything else about him? Like his favorite candy is licorice, and he loves Topolka.
Nope, that's pretty unnecessary, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Well, here you go.
The client leaves the photographs. The detective stares at the photos for a few minutes without blinking, then puts the picture through the shredder.
Charles, get in here.
Charles comes running into the room.
Yes, for Schmoodles.
We've got a case. Susie Sarah Dickey wants us to hunt down this gator who was infested the backyard and eat one of her children. Now he's escaped, and we're the only hope to avenge a poor family.
Wouldn't the cops be all up in this if a child was murdered?
The police are nothing but a conspiracy. Get your bags, we're leaving.
Charles and Schmoodles drive to the scene of the crime. Noticing a hole in the fence, they come closer to investigate.
Well, golly, look at that. What a lead. This hole in the wall looks obviously like it was the work of our missing gator.
Idiot, do you know nothing of gators? The size of the hole in the wall is much too large to be a gator. This is clearly the work of a crocodile. If you want that race, you better stop being such an incompetent buffoon.
Sorry, sir. What now?
Now, son, we follow the tracks.
To follow the animal tracks all the way to the opening of a cave.
Are you sure we should go in there, Schmoodles? It looks pretty dark, and we don't even have flashlights.
I'll tell you what's dark. The feeling you get after you kill an ant with a microscope, then laugh as his ant friends come and can't find his burning corpse. That's dark. Now pony up, partner. We got a gator to catch, and ain't no darkness gonna stop us. Best detective this town has ever seen.
Isn't that a light in the distance?
That it is, partner. That it is. Now what would an alligator be doing with a light?
As the two approach, the light gets progressively brighter. The cave opens up into a large room lit by torches. In the room is a single podium holding a framed picture of Christopher Walken. Around the podium are thousands of alligators.
Sweet potatoes, Charles. We stumbled upon a secret alligator cult. This is way above my pay grade. Let's get the out of here.
Agreed, sir.
Oh, stop there, humans. I am the leader of this gator cult, and I command you to stop. We wish you no harm, long as you kneel before our God.
Wait, Christopher Walken is like your god? No, no way. Will I kneel before a picture of Christopher Walken?
Very well. Gator crew, attack!
Wow, that was close.
I heard that. My alligator minion might be off searching the forest, but I can take care of you myself. This is for you, walking. Licorice. Oh, no, my weakness.
My God, sir, you're a genius. How did you know this gator was a licorice fan?
Pure detective instinct. Now come on, let's get out of here. Here you go, Susie, just like we discussed.
None of these alligators is poor marble.
Suck it up. Pick out a new marble, lady. We're out of here.